If you are a creative, an entrepreneur, someone that has been thinking about starting a project, working on some passions, I'm very glad that you are in this video. If you have been following my videos, if you have been following my channel, watching my videos, you probably know I've been sharing that I am starting a business guided by my intuition. I'm not yet ready to start sharing about the business. Everything that I've been sharing in my channel, in my videos, are the breakthroughs. As you can imagine, it's like business. The idea we have about business is something like, um, that you need a lot of structure and a plan and all these things. And I'm starting a business guided by my intuition. So the one thing I can share, and I that's what I've been sharing, and that's what I love sharing. It's all the practices when you are connected with your intuition, when you decide to live a life connected with your intuition. You need to be very connected to your emotions. You need to become familiar with your thoughts, with your feelings, with who you are. So everything I've been sharing so far in my channel has been related to all the breakthroughs, all the experiences I keep having, I keep experiencing in my days while I start my business guided by my intuition. Something else that I want to share quickly is that the reason why I decided to create this channel right now and not when I was, running already the business, when everything was just ready and perfect. One of the reasons is because one of the biggest breakthroughs that I had in my process was becoming aware that I was a perfectionist. So that's one of the behaviors, beliefs that I've been changing. And it helped me so much to start sharing everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm experiencing when things are not perfect. So it kind of helps me to break out this belief, yeah, break free from this freaky crazy belief that now that I'm super aware that that's been part of my life, I keep seeing in other people, and it feels so good. It feels so wonderful, and it gives me so much inspiration to see my life how it's you know shaping once I started you know I started shifting from the belief and seeing how other people still believe that that's the only way to live. It just boosts this desire of wanting to share with everyone. I know that like I cannot force people to mm, follow what I've been following, to believe in my own ideas. So one of the wonderful things about YouTube is that you never know. Like I want to believe that my video will find the people that need to listen my messages and that will relate to my message. So that's one of the reasons, because it was a good practice for me to break out of that habit, of that belief, and also because in my own process of learning about spirituality, self-discovery, self-development, I always thought like it would be so good if all these people, instead of sharing when they became pros, masters, they shared since the beginning. So we could see, how they grow and maybe we could grow with them. So one thing that I would love you to know about myself, about my channel, is that I am not perfect. I'm very far from being a perfect human. I am practicing and learning constantly. I'm practicing what I'm teaching. I am learning constantly. And I'm very passionate and always trying to find very easy ways to translate all these concepts, all these ideas in spirituality and self-discovery, self-development for people to understand, to relate with them. So that's the intention of sharing from now, when I'm not a master, when I'm still a beginner, and when I'm still a student of my life. I want people to feel able, if I can do it, I would love you to feel able that you can do it too. So it would be a little bit more challenging and intimidating, maybe, to learn from me. I don't know. That's the idea I have, to learn from me when I already run a whole business, a big business guided by my intuition. So the one thing I can share about the business is that I am at the very beginning. I'm still testing things. I'm still exploring. soon, 2025. I will be sharing more details because I'm getting to a nice place where I'm like, okay, there are already good insights and things that I can start sharing with people. All this big intro to share that the subject of the video, the one thing I would love to share today with you after these many months, I think it's been 6 months of having this channel, of being an entrepreneur, of working on this new business, is the concept of consistency. For me, it's just like perfectionism and consistency are like this. In my own experience, I realized that I couldn't be consistent because I was a perfectionist. So my invitation for now that we're getting ready for the new year, I'm sure in your heart, if you are hearing this video, in your heart, you might have the calling of starting something. You probably have been having a little anxiety of what is it? What's my soul, my heart wanting to do? And it's hard sometimes. I have to say it. I feel like I'm in a place where I'm still learning so many things, but I'm in a place where I get to value and enjoy so much all the practices that consistently I've been doing for these last 6 months. I want to say maybe a little longer, but when they really became like I was kind of wishy washy with my practices. I was, like doing my practice for a little bit and then I would forget about them. It's been these last 6 months that I'm like committed to be consistent, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's like I'm sure you have been consistent with something in your life, your diet, your exercise, maybe relationships, maybe work, maybe a school, maybe there's something. We all have that feeling of when we are just passionate about that thing and we spend 6 months, a year doing that thing. So the one thing I want to remind you, because again, if you already identified that you have experienced that feeling of being consistent with something, is that please do not wait. I would love to inspire you. I would love to invite you to not wait until a perfect moment. The beauty, the magic of consistency, of being committed to be consistent, is that that's where everything, when everything and where everything happens. There are times where you get frustrated because, yes, where is this going to be? I had during these 6 months, like, where is my YouTube channel? I just had that little moment maybe a month ago. I was like, this is not going to go anywhere, or maybe it's going to take years to go somewhere. And I had to remind myself again, like what I was saying, like I'm still learning and it constantly, currently practicing, reinforcing these practices into my life. Like I had to remind myself, like, we know it might take time, and we are not doing this because of the result, because of the outcome. I'm doing this because I am passionate. I am passionate. I found already in my life the desire of doing this, and doing this is sharing what I'm learning. I will share some more about the business, but the reason why I wanted to do this, create this channel, is because I am very passionate. Like I have seen so many people in my life having these breakthroughs, having these beautiful experiences when I share what I have learned. So why I'm going to keep this only for these few people in my life? Why not to try and see what happens? And I am passionate about this. I have so much fun. This gives me a lot of enjoyment doing it. So let's see where that passion goes. So I'm just going maybe in different directions, but if you already have that passion, please do not wait, and please give yourself the opportunity to be consistent. It's like if you already have that passion, you just have to give yourself the opportunity to spend some time doing it, because it will happen. It will happen. It's just like thinking about if you are into cooking. We all have experience. If you're into cooking, that's an easy. It's going to be an easy example. We know, we all know that the first couple of times we practice a recipe, we do a recipe. Sometimes the first time it might go great, especially if we are familiar with the kind of recipe. But we all know too that the more we repeat that recipe, the better it becomes, right? The more we start understanding the perfect amount of ingredients, the perfect time, the amount of time we have to cook the thing for. It is the same thing in the process. And then also cooking, in the process of cooking something, we might find that maybe one day we didn't have one ingredient and we used by accident other ingredient. And then we're like, oh, this is even better. This is more authentic. This is my recipe now. So these are all the wonderful, magical things that happen when we are consistent. And way more, like I'm getting short, here with ideas, but way more exciting things might happen to you, like we are so unique. So open your heart, give yourself the opportunity to explore. We waste our time in so many things, scrolling on Instagram. I have a video talking about that. I can leave it below in the description so you can watch it too. We we unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, we didn't learn the right things. That's cool, I keep saying that. It would be it would have been, imagine if we at high school we learn how to manage our time, if we learn to invest our time in the things that we are passionate. We have gone through college, university, using our time way better. But we didn't have a class like that. That's something that we had to learn through experiences, right? So maybe there's something that you could reflect on. Where are you spending your time? In the things that you are spending your time are helping you to go in the path of your passions, are supporting your journey, your experience on working, discovering, exploring your passions. What is giving you, what are you getting in return from the things that you're spending most of your time in? Don't let your mind find excuses and work with the resistance. I have videos about the resistance because it does happen to all of us. It's a natural part of the process. But if I did it, you can do it. I know we all can do it. We all have seen people in crazy environments, life situations that do it. So how come we are not going to be able to do it? The one thing is stopping you is your mind. All the negative scenarios that you might be creating of the why it's not going to work. You have to experience it at least for 6 months. Be consistent first to really see by yourself and think that it's not going to work. That is just maybe not the thing that you're truly passionate about. Peace and love. I hope to see you in my next video. And thanks for being part of this journey.